Hi guys, I recently got to travel to Chicago and I really want to give you some tips and tricks on if you're going to Chicago for the first time. If you're anything like me, before I travel anywhere, I spend tons and tons of time online looking for places to stay, where to go, what to eat. And now that I have a child that's 1 year old, it puts one extra element onto my travel search because I'm trying to figure out, what's a good place for him to stay and what are good things for him to do. So I thought that I would give you guys my take on it just in case you are looking to travel there. We stayed in Chicago for 7 days and we actually didn't stay in downtown Chicago the whole time. The reason being is for some reason during that weekend the hotels shot up to like $500 or $600 a night. So we stayed in downtown Chicago for 3 days and then we went up to North Shore for a few days and then we stayed in Midway Airport a few days. And I was kind of disappointed because I really wanted to experience like the heart of Chicago, but it actually turned out to be a good thing because I was able to experience Chicago in a really well-rounded way. So that was awesome for us. So when I stayed in downtown Chicago, we stayed at the Fairfield Inn, and we're Marriott Reward members, so it just makes it better for us just to stay at a Marriott chain hotel. And we stayed in the South Loop area, and it was really safe. So if you stay generally in the downtown area, it's usually pretty safe to like walk around even at night, which is nice. And our Fairfield Inn, I was really quite impressed with it. I actually thought the decor was pretty good. I thought that it was renovated really well. It was really clean. The hotel staff was really awesome, very accommodating to us, and very friendly. We stayed on the 16th floor, so we had a really great, awesome view. The only downside I would say is that the rooms are kind of small, but they make up for it for having really clean rooms, a really good staff, and just really nice kind of updated furniture. The bathrooms were pretty big, plenty of counter space, but the thing is they only have showers. The showers are really nice and updated, but if you're with a 1 year old child, you might need a bathtub. So unless your child can take showers, it might be more feasible for you to find a different hotel. But I mean, we made it work, so it was totally fine. And what I really liked about the Fairfield Inn was that it's walking distance to many attractions. So it was like a 20-minute walking distance to like the shore, which where's the beach is at. So if you do the beach, and then also really close to Navy Pier as well, and also walking distance to shopping, which is where the Magnificent Mile is. Okay. For food wise, it was really close to many restaurants, and what I love about Chicago is they have so many good restaurants. I wish I could stay there a little bit longer so I can try a lot of different restaurants that they had in downtown Chicago, just even in the area that we were at. But there was a restaurant right next to us, or right around the corner, called Beatrix, which I really like. It's a really rustic, chic type of restaurant with good cocktails. It was one of those restaurants where the menu probably changes all the time, and kind of like a farm to fork type of place. So I really like that. So you definitely have to try that if you're there. And then if you're in Chicago, you definitely have to try the deep dish pizza, and then also a Chicago dog. So we went to Illuminati's our first night, and it was really good pizza. I can't lie, I really liked it. I'm actually not a pizza person, so that says a lot coming from me. And then we also went to Portillo's one of those days, and I actually really liked Portillo's because they have a really cool, like, kind of kid-friendly atmosphere. And when you go in there, they have tons of options for food. So if you don't want a Chicago dog, you can get pasta. And they have, like, the most awesome, like, frozen custard. So you definitely have to try that. I got a Chicago dog and an Italian beef Chicago dog. Not super impressed with it because I felt like it was something I could make at home. But the Italian beef was really good. But I just think that it's just an experience that you just have to have if you're there. And then the last night we went to this place called the Purple Pig, which is a restaurant basically that uses like the whole pig. So you can try things like pig ears and just different types of things on the menu. I tried the stuffed squid, which was really awesome and really good. And I also tried the pork shoulder, which I wouldn't recommend if you're looking for more kind of bizarre foods that you can eat before. The pork shoulder was something I could like get anywhere. I'm more into like adventurous type of food. I'm kind of a foodie if you can't tell. So after that, things to do there. So things to do. We actually went to Navy Pier the first day, and that's really great if you have kids as well because there's tons of stuff for them to do, and then there's little food areas as well around there. But it rained the day that we were there, so what we did was we just kind of like ducked into the Children's Museum, which is awesome because there's like tons of things for your kids to do at the Children's Museum. Building things, water play. They had a little kids town, so my son like spent forever in there just like pushing little carts around and stuff like that. So he had fun there. And then the second day we went to the aquarium, and the aquarium is a great place if you want to go kind of an all day type of thing, because there's other things around the aquarium. So you can hit the aquarium in the morning or something like that, and say you can go to the planetarium in the afternoon. They also have a museum near there. So it's a great place to take your family if you're looking for an all day venture. And then the third day we went to Millennium Park, and I really like Millennium Park because it has a really good mixture of architecture plus kid-friendly things to do. I really like that the bean is there, so you have to go see the bean, of course. And then they have a really awesome, cool like bridge that you can walk across. And then across on the other side is like kind of a playground for your kids. And in that playground area, there is like a little splash park and just awesome things for your kids to do. And my son loves water, so we let him go play in the splash park. So one of the tips I would give moms is that make sure that you always bring water diapers and a swimming clothes and a change of clothes everywhere you go, because you just never know. You just get into these parks and these play areas, and all of a sudden there's water and there's things for your kids to do, and you're not prepared. So just something to keep in mind. Just keep their diaper bags stuffed with all those things, just in case you're going somewhere and there happens to be one of those water park thingies. For some reason they're just like everywhere. Okay. And then also the Lincoln Zoo is actually free admission, so that's like a great place to take your kids if you are there as well. Okay. So after that, we traveled up to North Shore and we stayed at the Renaissance Hotel. This hotel is so freaking nice. It's right off the freeway, and the decor is super chic, and our room was huge. We actually upgraded to an executive king room, and I read some of the reviews saying the rooms were kind of small, but our room was huge. It was like a double room, and it had a little kitchenette area and a little place for you to lounge. Their bathroom for some reason was really, really small, so I feel like that's a downside, but it was really quite a nice change from going from such a small room to this huge room. So that was really nice. Their restaurant, we ate in there a few different times. Pancetta, such good food there. And they have an awesome bar area where you can just lounge. It really reminded me like the Cosmo of Vegas or something like that, their lounge area. So I really enjoyed that hotel a lot. And when we were there, we went to the beach one day. If you're looking for a good beach location, Gilson Park is awesome. So if you want to Google that. Gilson Park has, a little bit of park, but then also on behind it, there's a little stretch of beach as well that faces the lake. So it's beautiful, and then also has little activities for your kids to do. And if you get to ride around Gilson Park, look at the houses there. They're so amazing. They're like mansions, beautiful. And I'm into architecture and stuff like that, so I love driving up and down and looking at like real estate. I just think that the houses were amazing and beautiful. And then the day after, we got to go visit one of Lance's friends, so we spent one day there, and then another day we actually went to the Exploratorium for my son, and that is in this kind of like townhouse area. So the Exploratorium was really small. It was kind of in the basement, but it was actually really perfect for what they had, and tons of things for your kids to do. Do you remember Light Brights, where we were little? We used to have these little things where you would like put lights in them and then make like images. Well, they had like the most gigantic Light Bright, and my son spent forever on that. And they have water play, a little stage area for kids to like do, like put on plays and dress up and stuff like that. And they have like a big playpen and like a toddler area. So it was perfect for what it was. If you go during the summer though, you can go to the Exploratorium, and then also right next door is a water park. So you can just hit both in one day, and they'll make an all day trip out of that. So after that, we went down and stayed near the Midway Airport, which is in Burr Ridge, and we stayed at the Marriott there, and I would not recommend staying there because it was just an outdated Marriott. For being a Marriott, it was outdated, musty, the carpets needed to be replaced, the decor was lacking, and I don't think the housekeeping staff is very good at their job. The vents were really dirty, like really dusty, and then I read reviews that they were not really trustworthy. So if you are going to stay there, make sure that you bring your valuables out of the room with you. Like we took our laptops with us because we read the reviews that they weren't very, very good, and they were stealing stuff in the room. So just be careful about that. Their restaurant downstairs, not good. They only had like 1 or 2 people there every single time I went down there. Their food was really, really soggy. Like I had the tilapia and not cooked very well at all. But the good thing is that hotel is kind of next to like a man-made lake or something, so you have really good views. But then also there's a mall right next to you, so you can walk across the street and go to the mall. There's tons of good eateries around there, so that makes up for, you know, the bad food at the hotel. We actually ate this place called Hannah's Winery. Oh my gosh, so good. They have awesome like wine flights there, so you could definitely try their wine flights. And then I had like a lobster bisque, and then also like a salad. So yummy. So I really like that we got to try that place, because that's like totally down my alley. And they had mojitos there for like $8, and I definitely didn't think I spent less than $10 for a mojito in like downtown Chicago. So that's really a good treat when you can find a mojito for $8. And so the day after that, we went to the Brookfield Zoo, and we had to pay to get in the Brookfield Zoo, but it was a huge zoo, and a lot of people compare it to the San Diego Zoo. So if you've been to the San Diego Zoo, you know that's huge. Tons of great animals, and a lot of their stuff was actually like a kind of indoors, and tons of stroller parking, and also a carousel, and then, you know, you can pet stingrays and just cool things. Now you just have to be aware, at the Brookfield Zoo, you want to pay for like an all-day pass thing, or that like gets you into everything. For instance, also at the aquarium too, you want to make sure you pay for like a pass that gets you into everything, because we found out that, you know, if you like pay for like a pass for like just admission, you might not be able to get into some of the exhibits. So then when we got to the Brookfield Zoo, we kind of learned our lesson. It was like, no, we just want a pass where we can do everything, so that way we're not having to wonder if we can get into a certain exhibit or not. So that's just kind of a tip for you. The zoo costs us probably about $30 a person, a little bit less than the San Diego Zoo, so definitely better price-wise if you want to go to a really big, nice zoo as well. Okay, so the last thing I just kind of want to mention is weather-wise and what to wear. If you're going there, and during the summer, I heard their summers are really, really short, but we went kind of during the summer, or kind of like the beginning of when summer was starting, and the weather was basically everywhere. So you probably have to bring a little bit of everything just in case. One day it was really, really cold and rainy. One day it was like super hot. Some days it was kind of like in the middle. So we brought shorts, pants, big jackets, so just a little bit of everything. So just be aware of that, okay? So that's my trips from Chicago. That's my tips and tricks for you guys. If you have any questions, make sure you comment below, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.